Good afternoon, my dear students. We will now attempt to construct a phrase structure grammar of English, a set of rules that will generate any possible simple sentence of English. But before we begin, we must learn the formalism used to represent phrase structure rules. A phrase structure grammar consists of a set of ordered rules known as rewrite rules, which are applied stepwise. A rewrite rule has a single symbol on the left and one or more symbols on the right. In our illustration, our symbol on the left is A, and our symbols on the right are B and C. Another example, we have one symbol on the left and we have one symbol on the right. Now, more symbols on the right constitutes a string. And then the arrow after A and C is read as, is written as, has as its constituents, consists of, or is expanded as. The plus sign between B and C is read as a followed by, but it is often omitted. The rule may also be depicted in the form of a tree diagram. Now, what is a tree diagram? A tree diagram is a diagram with a structure of branching connecting lines representing different processes and relationships. Now, tree diagram, its goal or its objectives are to illustrate constituency, how a word relates to the larger structure of a sentence, and the second one is dependency, how a word is dependent upon each one that precedes it in a way that is visibly apparent. Now, in our illustration here, in our tree diagram, A there is the parent of B and C, or the mother of B and C. Now, B and C are sisters. They are sisters. And C is expanded as D. Now, B and C there are considered as labeled nodes. Now, when you say node, it is a point on the tree diagram. The phrase structure rules also allow for choices. The optional choices are indicated with parentheses. This rule reads that A is expanded as optionally B and obligatory C. Now, in every rewrite rule, at least one element must be obligatory. There may also be mutually exclusive choices of elements in a string. These are indicated with curly braces. This means that when you choose B, you can't choose C. Or if you choose C, you cannot choose B. You only have to choose one, either B or C, but not both. Whether the mutually exclusive items are written on one line separated by commas or on separate lines does not matter as long as they occur within braces. Now, these two types of choices can be combined. Okay, so this is now our rewrite rule. Now, to illustrate them using a tree diagram, we have A is expanded as D because B and C there again are optional. We can also have A is expanded as B and D, okay, because again, we have to choose between B and C. Okay, so we can have optional B and we have obligatory D. We can also have another illustration. A is expanded as C and D, which means that we have chosen C, optional C, and obligatory D. But we cannot have an illustration like this. A is expanded as B, C, and D because again, we only have to choose between B and C. We cannot either have A is expanded as B and C because again, we have to choose between them because they're inside braces, and it is very important to leave our obligatory element in our rewrite rule. In every phrase structure rule, there must be an initial symbol, a first left-hand symbol such as A in our illustration. Thereafter, every symbol appearing on the left has already been introduced on the right-hand side. And the symbols that occur on the right but never on the left are the terminal symbols. Another way of defining them is that they occur at the bottom of a tree diagram. They immediately dominate lexical items or words. Phrase structure rules account for the linear order of elements in a sentence in this structure, which we discussed already last meeting, as well as for the hierarchical arrangement of sentence structure. They can also account for the infinite generating capacity of language. If a symbol introduces itself, it is known as a recursive symbol. As A in this rule, A is expanded as B plus C plus optional A. If A introduces a symbol and that symbol later introduces A, we also call a recursive. So like A is expanded as B plus C, and then B here is expanded as optional A plus D. So as you can see, these optional symbols are called recursive symbols. Now, note that if we don't make the second occurrence of A optional, without, of course, the parentheses, there would be no end to our expansion. So that is the main purpose why it must be optional. Now, recursiveness leads to the nesting property of language, the embedding of elements within other elements. Thus, recursiveness, along with the options provided by the parentheses and curly braces formalism, and with the choices to be made among a large number of lexical items, accounts for the infinite nature of language. These are the phrase structure rules of simple sentences of English. A sentence consists of a sentence and a prepositional phrase. Another one, a sentence consists of a sentence, and adverbial phrase. Another one is a sentence consists of a noun phrase. And the last one is a sentence consists of noun phrase, auxiliary, and verb phrase. The next phrase structure is noun phrase. A noun phrase consists of optional determiner and N bar. A noun phrase consists of an N bar since, as I said earlier, that determiner is optional since it is enclosed by parentheses. Another one, an NP consists of a pronoun. And the last one, the noun phrase consists of proper noun. These are the phrase structure rules of N-bar. An N-bar consists of optional adjective phrase and obligatory N-bar and optional prepositional phrase. To illustrate, we can have this one. An N-bar is the parent of adjective phrase and another N-bar. Another illustration or another diagram is this. An N-bar consists of obligatory N-bar. An N-bar consists of an N-bar and prepositional phrase. Lastly, an N-bar consists of N. These are phrase structure rules of adjective phrase. An adjective phrase consists of optional degree and obligatory adjective. Also, we can have an adjective phrase consists of obligatory A. Another one, an adjective phrase consists of adverb phrase, which is optional, and obligatory adjective. Lastly, adjective phrase consists of an adjective and optional prepositional phrase. These are the phrase structure rules of adverb phrase. An adverb phrase consists of optional degree and obligatory adverb. This is our illustration. We can also have an adverbial phrase consists of obligatory adverb. The prepositional phrase structure rules are the following. The prepositional phrase consists of prepositional specifier, which is optional, and obligatory preposition. So that's our illustration. And a prepositional phrase consists of obligatory preposition and noun phrase. We can also have a prepositional phrase consists of a preposition and a prepositional phrase. To expand our determiner, we have to follow the following phrase structure rules. The determiner consists of an article. It also consists of a demonstrative, and it also consists of a possessive pronoun, and a determiner consists of a quantifier, and lastly, a determiner consists of WH questions. The possessive pronoun symbol is a pause, and pause or possessive pronoun consists of a noun phrase and apostrophe s. We can also have a possessive pronoun or pause consists of pronouns like my, your, and his. These are the phrase structure rules of VP or verb phrase. A verb phrase consists of V bar, which is obligatory, and adverb phrase, prepositional phrase, or noun phrase, which are optional. To illustrate, we have VP, which is the parent of the V bar and adverb phrase. We can also have a VP consists of V bar, which is obligatory. We can also have VP consists of V bar and prepositional phrase. Lastly, we have VP consists of V bar and noun phrase. These are the phrase structure rules of V bar. A V bar consists of a verb group and a noun phrase. This is our illustration. And as you have observed, there are other elements like noun phrase, prepositional phrase, or adjective phrase. If this is the case, and all of them are actually optional, we can extend or we can have another branch over here and then write the other structure or the other element, which is NP. Okay, and since NP, PP, and AP are inside the curly braces, we cannot take all of them. We only have to choose each one, like NP or PP or AP. Okay, so if that's the case. Now, since they're just optional, we cannot really be sure, okay, to put them here. But it's also possible. Okay, it's also possible. Now, for the second illustration, we have the V bar consists of a verb group and adjective phrase. This is our illustration. And then we can also have V bar consists of a verb group and prepositional phrase. And another one, we have another prepositional phrase within prepositional phrase. Now, it's also possible to have another branch in here, and then we are going to include prepositional phrase there. But again, it's just optional. Next illustration, we have V bar consists of V bar and adverb phrase. We can also have V bar consists of V bar and prepositional phrase. Another, we have V bar consists of V bar and a noun phrase. These are the other phrase structure rules. A verb group consists of verb and a particle. A particle appears when we have a verb phrase like pick up. Pick is the verb, up there is the particle. So to illustrate, through a tree diagram, we have a verb group consists of a verb and a particle which is optional. We can also have a verb group consists of obligatory V or verb. We also have auxiliary. Okay, so these are the rules or phrasal rules of auxiliary. Because in our verb phrase, we will encounter or we can actually encounter auxiliary verbs there. So these are the rules. Auxiliary consists of tense, which is obligatory, and M for modal, perf for perfect tenses, and prog for progressive tenses. Now to illustrate over there, so auxiliary consists of tense and then modal and then perfect tenses and progressive tenses. And we can all just have T, which is obligatory. So the rest, they're just optional. If you want to have an advanced reading on this topic, please read The Structure of Modern English, A Linguistic Introduction by Brinton. Please also stay tuned because I am going to present next time the examples of sentences, and we're going to analyze them using the phrase structure rules of English that I presented in this presentation. Thank you and see you next time.